What's up, guys? Taylor Gone here, back again with Nick Hein in our preparation for official Strongman Games 105 world title. We're working on log press today, and Nick and I just had a talk about what are the main things that we need to work on. What are the things that kind of across all lifts are the main trend of his weak points in training. And one of the things that we found is his ability to extend through the hips and the toes and the shoulders. Triple extension, right? He's in his more explosive movements like we see on log. Go ahead and do what you're just doing with your warm-ups. We'll throw. So as Nick's pressing, I'm gonna point out a couple things, and then we're gonna go through, run through a drill to address these things, and then we'll see how the sets continue to look as we continue to add weight. So nothing different, Nick, just on your own pace, go through and hit that split jerk, push press, strict, however you need to get it all warmed up. One more split. Good. Before you do your jumps, so a couple things that I saw. Main thing is that your hips actually extended a lot more after the jumps. It looked like the hips were getting all the way through, but the toes barely come off the ground. I want to see full extension through the toes. So let's do those rebounding jumps again. I want you to try to get a little bit deeper and really focus on the calves.
Okay. 3 to 5.
3 to 5. Good. Good. Nice. Good job. So, I've talked about this before. The least amount of information that I directly tell him, the more effective it is. So if I can have an athlete just do an exercise and I can shut the fuck up and not tell him anything, it's gonna be a lot more effective information to digest and actually put into the log. So I want...
That's 50.
Another 25?
100. So 150?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I got it right here.
Okay. No split jerks this time.
Okay.
Couple strict, 3 push, and I just want your main focus on those pushes to be deeper than you're a little bit comfortable with, and just fire, just like the jump.
So a little bit deeper.
A little bit deeper. Great job. More toes. Not quite as deep. Go. Good. Big toes. Good. Feel any better?
I feel more explosive. It just feels different.
We're gonna have to get used to it.
You know, I'm so used to relying on my static strength that it takes. I'm so used to relying on my static strength that it takes a little bit of trust in what you're doing and in yourself while doing this push press. I mean, I definitely get legs involved, but it's a very limited range of motion. My dips have always been very shallow, not a lot of force production off my shoulders, but it's just enough that I can kick that kind of strict power in, which I know has not been the most efficient, but seeing that, you know, I can see where the power is going to help. So I'm excited to see, you know, of course it's going to be a slow transition, but a nice transition into getting more comfortable with that power from the legs.
Yeah, a lot of what we're trying to say here is this isn't, we're not trying to fix his technique. We're trying to literally teach him and program him to be able to produce more power through his hips. And that doesn't happen overnight. That progresses just like adding weight to a bar. It's going to take 3 or 4 weeks, but as long as we see 1% improvement each week in that right direction, that's all we're going for. So we're striving for something. We're not shooting to be somewhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a different neural connection where my body's used to like this firing, but now there's a couple more.
Right.
A couple more nerves firing, and it's like, okay, we got to get used to this. But I felt good. I felt powerful. Yeah. Which you want to feel powerful and you want to feel stable. Yeah. And I felt both. Okay.
So now, this is a fun one. I'm going to show you episode 1 that we did. We talked about little cues to improve and remind the neurological pathways through the feet. Everything has to be progressed up from a fucking accessory or rehab movement all the way up to main movements. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that same trick for a compound movement like the log. So Nick, get that floss band for me.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to be behind you, and you're going to step out, and I'm going to put each end under your heels.
Okay.
And then you're going to dip to that same depth. You can't let them come up.
Okay.
Okay?
So we're just dipping.
Well, you're going to push press them, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, go ahead and push press them.
So we're going through push press, but I don't want my heels coming off the floor.
Oh, wait, that doesn't make sense. You want your heels coming off the floor. I'm just going to test this for the dip portion, but then go through the toes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. That would have been retarded. Oh, I just hit myself in the fucking face.
We need a longer one.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what editing's for, right?
Yeah. Well,
No, you're
we should leave this in there. We should leave this in there. They need to see the raw content.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's
They
perfect.
just fucking pretend to be. Okay, so I'm gonna pick, step back.
Yep.
I'm gonna go up into rack position and pull my heels up.
Yes, sir. Oh, good. Oh, shit. One more. Good.
Oops, sorry.
Other one. Good. Press those down. All right, keep going. Good. Push this one. Good. Fuck yeah. Best fucking rep I've seen. Do it again. Stay on the heels. Yes. One more. Stay on the fucking heels. Yes. That's how you press. God damn it.
Yeah, I've been pressing off my toes.
Good. That was good.
I've been pressing off my toes for sure.
Really nice job.
Well, I always talk about you want an even spread of weight from heel to toe. How are you optimizing your power for a press if you're dipping down and you're driving off your toes? I see it a lot. And so if you watch a guy press and they go up and they're stepping in to that press at lockout, they're way too far out on their toes and their hips are probably not just dipping down, but their hips are probably dipping back. If you think about our force production, we want all of our energy going in a vertical plane.
So you just answered your question about the plates yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I need to listen to myself. Yeah. You know, which is why it's good to have, I've been coaching myself, but it's good to have someone come in. Taylor has offered to help me out, which I really appreciate, which is why we're here today. But yeah, you want that even spread. So I say asshole to neck, right? Your torso should drop on a vertical plane. You don't want horizontal movement, which with a big fat log, you will get a little bit more than like a barbell or an axle because of the size of it. So usually I say that the hips, if you make a line, right? If you make a line from the bottom of the butt cheek, sort of towards like the back of the heel or the middle of the foot, it's usually what the best case scenario you'll get. It's kind of really hard to get that perfect vertical drop with a big fat log on top of your chest.
That was really well put.
Yeah, so.
Exactly.
But with an axle or barbell, I almost expect complete vertical movement because you don't have a big implement kind of moving you around.
Yeah, no, that was a really good way to put that. I like the asshole to neck cue. Like you got a string in your neck that runs out your asshole and someone's just pulling on it.
Yep.
That's cool. Nice. Okay, well now we're primed. We've done the shit and he corrected his shit. So now we're gonna fucking load up and hit some working sets. Let's stay on the heels. Let's see it. Yeah! That's a fucking split.
A little bit tricky. First and one and two are good.
Yeah, really good. Nice job. Look how fucking jacked this guy is. Come here. What the fucking... Nick, you son of a bitch.
I just forgot the name of the Sylvester Stallone movie.
I love how you said Sylvester Stallone. He wasn't even in that scene.
No, it's his movie.
That's his movie?
Isn't it?
Predator?
No.
That was...
He's a truck driver, arm wrestler.
Oh. I was doing Arnold and the black guy from Predator, remember? Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Sylvester Stallone fits. That's why it was funny.
Cut that out. Hey man, I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a movie buff.
Yeah, we're both retarded, so if you're watching this, you're fucked.
My wife's a movie buff. She'd be in here making fun of me right now.
Well, she doesn't need to know about that.
You cool with putting it all on?
Yeah, whatever you need. This is going to be really good fucking content. Just like the jumps.
What?
Sorry. Just like the jumps. Violently throw it up there through the toes. Good. Stay on the heels. Yeah. Throw that motherfucker. Stay on the heels. Yes. Settle it. Get it perfect. That was the best one yet. Motherfucker. Shit gets me excited.
I'm fighting the habit. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Now you see why we're doing a smaller log too.
Oh, yeah, which makes it much harder.
Yeah.
You can almost get lazy with a 12-inch. Mm-hmm. Where, number one, I'm sweaty as fuck, so I'm slipping all over this, so I'm forced to get tighter. I'm forced to get tighter in every position, from the clean to the front rack. I'm squeezing a lot harder on my front rack. I'm also, because we're in that lower percentage where you can think, I'm thinking about my feet, I'm thinking about my hips, I'm thinking about my spine position, and I'm thinking about my front rack. But ultimately, I'm trying to take that cue, because those are easy things for me to hit, because I've done them. And I can hit a tight front rack, where I go to dip and I have zero elbow movement, right? Yeah. But I'm predominantly, which is why we're doing this, I'm predominantly off my toes. So it feels weird, But once the log goes into lockout, I'm like, okay, that feels right. But it feels weird here because there's just that slight shift. And again, and your hips have to be internally rotated again, or else if they're externally rotated, you're gonna get that horizontal movement. You want that as much of a vertical movement on the dip, again, asshole to neck as possible. So it's getting there.
Yeah, no, this is getting a lot better. And I know maybe you can't see this, but we're intentionally using an 8-inch log, whereas opposed to Nick's contests are going to be all 12-inch or more. The reason that we're using an 8-inch log, basically short version of what he said, is it's a lengthened range of motion in all of the points that you need to be tight in your technique on logs. So it just forces him to do all of the technique points harder and in a deeper range of motion. So full rest, get yourself fresh, and then I want to see 3 splits.
Okay.
We'll go up again, we'll keep doing 3, 3, 3, 3, and then we'll do strict for some back off accessories.
There is you can't think of two things at once, right? So there is a specific focus on not doing this and opening up my gate where I'm forcing it.
It should just go into
back.
place, yeah.
So for me, I try to simplify things as much as possible. I see so many guys doing videos like this and they're using all the technical terms in the world. It's like, hey man, just simplify it. For me, I'm not thinking of all these, which you know the terms, but you're not thinking about those terms when you have a log on your chest.
Well, we're not trying to impress people either, we're just trying to help people.
No, but for my dumb Neanderthal brain,
Yeah.
I need a quick cue
Exactly.
where I'm here and I'm not thinking, okay, Nick, don't open up your hips and drop your foot back on like sideways. So I'm thinking donkey kick.
Donkey, yeah.
Something simple.
Yeah, no, that's,
Because if I go to donkey kick, I'm not going to donkey kick like this.
no,
I'm going to,
yeah.
and it might evolve into something else. But
Yeah.
I need something simple, stupid,
Yeah.
that my brain can attach to, but I can produce the effect that we want.
Yeah, least amount of words possible.
Yes. Which goes great with how you say, like, I try not to tell Nick too many things at once, because it gives him too much to think about.
Yeah,
Which, as a coach, you struggle with. You're like, okay, you gotta work on these 5 things, but I don't want you to focus all at once, or else
Yeah.
it's gonna be a fuck show.
well,
We need you.
most of it can be attacked with trust and programming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I've seen guys fix 4 cues at once by going to the most important cue. So
Yes.
you gotta identify the most important cue.
That's a really good point. Is we start from the feet or the hips or the main starting point that affects everything else.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it corrects everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When you think about the hips, that's the midway point between your lockout and the ground. Right?
Yeah. Well, even though you're connected to the ground and the feedback comes through the feet,